Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the books that I read in April and then my May TBR, as well as some new releases that I'm excited for. So disclaimer, reading is not my job. I know that a lot of YouTubers who create book content, it's like their full-time job. That is not my situation. So I only read 2 books in April. I definitely want to read more. Let's just be honest. Let's get that out of the way. I want to read more books, and I think over the summer I might have the opportunity to do that, although I always say that I'll have the opportunity to do stuff over the summer and then life happens. But all that to say, I did read some good books, and I do have some good books on my TBR for May. I thought I'd combine the 2 videos together, or like the 2 concepts in the same video, so that I could get a little bit more content for you. I guess let's just get into it. The first book that I read in April is called Paris Is Always a Good Idea. In March, I read both Iron Flame and Fourth Wing, so I needed a little bit of a cutesy romance book to kind of give me a little bit of a refresh, something to get me out of the fantasy world for just like a few days. I got it from the library, so I don't have it physically with me, but I did rate it a 4 stars. I thought it was a really cute idea. At first, it was a little hard to get into. I don't know if it's just because I haven't read a romance in a while, or if it was a little bit like cringe. Like you could tell that it was written by a millennial, or was like kind of like utilizing millennial humor. Not saying all millennial humor is cringe, but it was just kind of like hard to relate to. The main character was about 29, I think, or like late 20s, and it was a little bit like the plot was really, como se dice, the plot was good, but it was also very frustrating. The premise of the book is that this girl, who I forget her name, so the main character is having kind of like a midlife crisis, and she hasn't been in love in like 7 years, and she's searching for that feeling again. She works at this big firm or like company that does like donations that help cancer patients, I think. So it's all about like philanthropy, and she wants to quit her job, but her boss convinces her to just take some time, like a leave of absence. And so she does, but she also has this coworker who she doesn't like. And we all know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. Enemies to lover trope, I fear. She goes and recreates her trip that she did right out of college, where she went to Europe, and she basically wants to do the whole thing again 7 years later and meet up with all of the guys that she encountered in the different countries that she fell in love with. And so she does that. All the while, her coworker is messaging her and calling her, and they end up meeting up together in France, and the rest is history. So yeah, the beginning was a little bit cringe, but once she actually got to recreating her trip in Europe, it was actually really cute, and the romance in there was really cute, and it was very PG, which was like #bless. I rated it a 4 stars. Obviously it wasn't too memorable because I can't remember the main character's name. However, I did think it was a nice little break from the fantasy world building chaos that ensued when I read Fourth Wing. Helped me kind of refresh my brain to get into the next book that I read in April, which is Crescent City. She's a little thick. She's a thick girl. So I read both ACOTAR and Throne of Glass, and so I decided, hey, it's about time that I read Crescent City. Ordered this book, was not aware that it was 800 pages and that the rest of the series was also 800-page books each book, and the rest of the series was 800 pages. Was not aware. However, we got through it. I am creating another separate video. It's like a Crescent City reading vlog. I don't know when that's gonna come out because I don't know when I'm gonna finish the series. So, we'll see that when we see that. But I read this book. I also rated it a 4 stars. The first 200 pages were difficult to get into. It was a lot of world building, a lot of just stuff to remember, names, concepts, fantasy. And this book really has everything in it. Like mermaids, vampires, wolves, fae, demons, hell. Like it literally has everything that you could possibly imagine, and it just like gets progressively crazier and more chaotic. I really like the main character of this book though, Bryce. I think she is very comedic and not like a cringy comedic, well, not all the time, but she definitely has a good sense of humor, and I just enjoy how she's a little no nonsense, but can like still joke about things and make things a little bit lighter, just because this is such a dense book. I got the audiobook, which if you watch my reading vlog, which again comes out at an ambiguous time and date, I don't know, then you'll know that I got the audiobook for this book as well, and that really helped me get into it as well. The first like 400 pages, I was relying on that audiobook to narrate the book for me, and then once I got to the middle of it, I kind of started reading it more independently. I did skip several class periods to read this book, which is a telltale sign that I'm enjoying a piece of literature. I did finish this in April. It did take me about 2 weeks to read, just because, girl, it's final season, all right? Let's be realistic here. But I did order the second book, and I'm currently reading that. I started that last week, I think, so I'm a little bit into it. Yeah, this is really good, and I was really excited to read the second book. This ending was incredible, and it kind of left off on like a kind of cliffhanger, something to kind of make you interested in the second book, which I appreciated. So yeah, I could not wait to read the second book after this one. Moving on to what I'm currently reading, House of Sky and Breath. Okay, let's not even mess around with it. I'm about 300 pages in. I have 500 left, like almost exactly. Again, 800-page book, pretty thick, pretty dense. I do enjoy the subplot that's going on within this. I think it's going to be really interesting. I also read a spoiler on Reddit that this book kind of overlaps with ACOTAR in some capacities, so I'm very excited to see how. I saw Brooke Averick post on her Instagram, I really want to read Crescent City, but the covers are horrendous, and I will agree with that. Like, not saying that they're bad, it's just like, do I want to be seen in public with these? Not particularly. That's just a personal opinion, all right? So every time that I'm like reading, I kind of just like have this cover like down, you know what I mean? I also want to show you my bookmark. I went on a little Etsy rampage. All right, change the angle, because the first angle was horrendous. Oops, sorry about that. So yeah, these are my Monet bookmarks. I'll have them linked below. They're super cute. But yeah, so I'm currently reading this book. On to May TBR / new releases. First one I'm so excited for. I'm definitely gonna be reading this in May because when I finish House of Sky and Breath, I'm probably gonna take a little break. I got this book, pre-ordered this. It came in the mail yesterday. Very excited. It's Powerful, which is the little novella to Lauren Roberts' Powerless. About 200 pages. Much smaller than I anticipated, but still exciting. This novella is about the main character Peyton's best friend Adina. If you know, you know. But yeah, so this is just like a little novella as we wait for Reckless, I think, which is the sequel to Powerless. I think it'll be really fun, and Lauren Roberts' writing is so good. Powerless is like the only 5-star that I had, I think, for this year. Might have to check my Goodreads for that, but yeah, very excited for this book. I also pre-ordered Funny Story by Emily Henry. Got this in the mail like a few weeks ago, maybe a week ago. I've heard some mixed reviews online about this, which I'm very surprised about because Emily Henry is so popular. She's not my favorite author. I think I like about 2 books out of like all of the books that she's read. I've still read them all, and they're still like stylistically good. They're just not my favorite tropes all the time. I don't really know what Funny Story is about, I'm gonna be honest. I think it's about this girl with like guy best friend, something like that. I don't know, but I've heard some mixed reviews. I heard maybe people weren't giving it the 5 stars that they were expecting. Don't think it'll be a 5-star for me because I don't think any of Emily Henry's books have been 5 stars for me. However, I love to be in the know and I love to not have FOMO, so we're gonna be reading Funny Story as well. Will I get to it in May? I don't know, but this is something that has been chatted about online about the booktube world. And then I also will be buying Crescent City book 3 sometime, hopefully like when I get paid. I'll probably be finishing House of Sky of Breath at least in the next 2 weeks. I don't think it'll take me that long, but I don't know. And so I'll be buying the 3rd book in Crescent City as well, which is the final installment so far. Like the most recent installment, I should say. So yeah, those are the books that I read in April, the ones that I want to read in May. Very heavy on the fantasy so far this year, which not too mad about. I've actually been enjoying it pretty good, like pretty hello? Like, what am I saying? I've actually been enjoying it. Last year I read a lot of romance books and like literary fictions, so I'm just excited to kind of try new things and see where it takes me. I also wanted to share this. I bought this book cover a few weeks ago and got it from Etsy. I'll link it down below. It's so nice. I love like the texture of it. Like, it's kind of fluffy, and then it has the like button and this so you can close it up, and it's just so nice. And yeah, so I was putting my books in Ziploc bags before, and I decided, hey, let's probably get you one of these. So I got one of these and I've been using it ever since. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a like, subscribe, because I will be posting my Crescent City vlog soon, and I will update you when I read next, I guess. Peace.